parts of Vietnam bring teenagers to Britain to work illegally. Their freedom taken, their lives controlled by criminals. Chi was 16 when he left Vietnam. Because he's at risk, we've changed his name. Back home, his family are farm workers, growing rice and vegetables. He was working too when his family was approached and told he could earn far more working overseas.
I left home and I was very young. My mom advised me that I should go abroad and work to send money back home. They said when I come to the UK that I would have a very good job and I would earn a lot of money.
Chi quickly realised the promises he'd been made were false. He was put to work in shops and restaurants by Vietnamese men and became completely under their control.
Sex exploitation among children is one of the challenges faced by the international community. According to the report, 1 in 5 girls and 1 in 10 boys will be sexually victimized in some way before they reach the age of 18 around the world. In Honduras, things can get much worse. In recent years, more and more youngsters dressed up like a woman and sell their body to the homosexual clients. Some of these children have felt forced to leave home because they were being sexually abused and raped by members within their own extended family.
On New Year's Day 2002, after this 8-month grooming process, between dinner and dessert, I walked outside to meet this person, just to say hi. I went to turn around, and next thing I knew, I heard my name being called, and then I was in a car, and this man was squeezing my hand so tightly that I thought it was broken. And he was barking commands at me, be good, be quiet, the trunk's cleaned out for you. And he just started driving. And I noticed the street signs, they were familiar at first, but then they started to change to streets that I couldn't recognize. And then eventually he took me to a toll booth. And this was a moment of hope for me. I thought, okay, this person, here's somebody else. They're going to look into this car. They're going to see this crying little girl, and they're going to at least ask. But that's not what happened. Money was transferred, gate lifted, and he just kept on driving.
Investigations going on of Planned Parenthood. Can you tell me more about what that was like?
I just blew it off. I thought, this is ridiculous. We don't have anything to hide, so why are we so concerned about these undercover investigations? If you have nothing to hide, then you have nothing to fear, right? And so that was my attitude while managing my location. Of course, later on, during my tenure, all of that would change. In the beginning of 2011, another undercover investigation came out exposing Planned Parenthood workers aiding and abetting underage sex trafficking.
In the past week, Live Action has released undercover videos showing Planned Parenthood staffers all too eager to help purported teenage sex workers get abortions and contraception.
Well, a New Jersey senator is today calling for a federal investigation into the group Planned Parenthood.
An employee at a Planned Parenthood clinic who agrees to cover up a child sex ring.
We're involved in sex work, all right? Some of them are young, they're kind of like, someone like 15, 14.
Minors are always accepted without parental consent.
Okay.
We never got this from me, just to make all of our lives easier.
Okay.
If they're 14 and under, just send them right there if they need an abortion. Okay.
If it comes down that they do need an abortion, how long till they can be sexually active again?
Minimum 2 weeks.
Minimum 2 weeks.
Minimum 2 weeks.
Do you maybe have any suggestions about what else they could do in time?
I mean, they still got money,
Yeah, waist up,
Waist up.
Waist up. Okay. Or just be that extra action walking by.
In 2011, Live Action investigators exposed 8 Planned Parenthood clinic staffers at 7 different facilities willing to aid and abet child sex trafficking.
Young boys, like DQ, forage in the dirt. The older ones get paid more, so many of the organisers here prefer to use a child. In this one mine alone, there are close to 800 children hard at work. They can be as young as 5 or 6 years old. There are no safety standards, no one has protective equipment. The children are working with bare hands and bare feet. And while there is big money being made in all of this, it's not going to those here who are doing the digging.
Min Nang is a former slave. He says he spent more than 5 years trapped and abused on Thai fishing boats. We met him in Yangon, Myanmar.
Whenever we were in port, they shackled me. They unlocked me only when the boat left. When the boat returned to shore, I had to unload the fish, and I got chained again on the front end of the boat, whether it was sunny or rainy.
Nang shows us scars. One where he says a captain stabbed him with a stingray tail.
Wow. So that was deep.
And another where his head was cracked with an iron pipe, a wound closed with 22 stitches by a fellow crewman.
Does he know what happened to his friend who helped treat him with the injury?
He felt like he was hopeless, and he was not being treated well by the Thai captain and supervisor. So finally, he killed himself by drinking something, and then I saw the body was thrown into the water.